Hey LinkedIn, happy Monday. It's right after the 4th of July and I wanted to get back on here. This is a really important initiative for RCN and our sister company RTech, but it's a topic that's thrown around and I think there's a lot of confusion behind it. We're talking about POTS line sunset, plain old telephony service line sunset, dial-up for lack of a better term, sunset. We hear POTS lines are going away, but what does that exactly mean? Many customers that we talk to have questions. Many of our partners in the wireless carrier space have questions. Many of our partners in the OEM space have questions. What do you mean they're going away? What does sunset actually mean? Because last time I checked, I still have POTS lines that my organization offers, or I have POTS lines on one of my telecom bills today. Well, I want to unpack it for you very nicely here. So dial it back all the way to 2019. The FCC gets together and they pass FCC Order 19-72A1. Within this FCC order, they say, look, copper is no longer viable as a high-speed internet circuit. In a modern digital world, this is 2019 we're talking about, it really can't offer speeds. It's antiquated technology. The first POTS lines date all the way back to the late 1800s. And because it's antiquated, because it's legacy, the pricing is hard to maintain, or the infrastructure rather, and pricing can't be competitive, it can't be maintained. So, hey, local exchange carriers, the AT&Ts, the Frontiers, the Verizons, the Windstreams of the world, you don't have to support them anymore. You don't even have to keep your networks on anymore. Prior to that, they had been regulated from a support and maintenance perspective by the FCC. Well, that didn't take effect immediately in 2019. Local exchange carriers had 3 years before the support was actually deregulated by the FCC. So on August 2nd of 2022, this officially went into effect. No longer is your POTS provider required to support your POTS lines connected to your infrastructure, such as fire panels and elevator call boxes, emergency blue light beacons, utility lines, ATMs, fax machines, you name it. They are no longer required to maintain those connections. So what happens now? Well, here are a couple things that we've seen in the market since then. One, pricing is not stable. Used to, you might have paid $30 for a POTS line. Now customers are paying $100 to $120 per POTS line. And in some extreme cases, and we talked to an enterprise not so long ago, they had 30 lines at $1,000+ a piece out in California, one of the most severely impacted markets. That is a zinger that hurts. So pricing, it's the wild, wild west. Even if it's stable state today, wait until you're out of contract and talk to your carrier, it might go up. Number two, termination notices have gone out. They're no longer required to support your lines, so they might send a big red letter saying you've got 90 days to get off your POTS lines. If you're not off in 90 days, we are hitting a big red button and they are being turned off, which leaves a lot of your mission critical applications down and out. Third, you've got a new build. You need a new POTS line to support that elevator so your fire marshal can check off and allow you to take occupancy of the building. Guess what? You can't get a new line. They are not contractually obligated to support ordering new lines. And then finally, there's crumbling SLA, service level agreements for break fix, meaning if a backhoe cuts through one of your lines, or what's common in POTS deployments, you've got one conduit with all, let's say 20 of your lines coming into your building, and a backhoe cuts that, all your lines are down. Your provider is not required to observe any level of support SLAs to actually get out there and restore connectivity to your mission critical applications. So you're saying, Reed, what's the point? I still have POTS lines and my price is still stable right now. We don't have many cuts. Everything seems hunky-dory. When are they actually going to turn this off? Well, no one has a crystal ball here, but there is evidence. There are reports and articles from the press and a lot of wireless periodicals, industry periodicals, on record for every single major provider saying we want to be out of this game by 2029 through 2030. So sometime in the next 4 to 5 years from this point, each provider, the AT&Ts, the Verizons, the Windstreams, the Lumens, the Frontiers, so on and so forth, they want to hit the big red nuclear button and actually turn off your POTS lines. They no longer want to support those expensive networks. So, all that being said, if you like SLAs for break fix on some of your mission critical lines, if you want stable pricing, if you want POTS lines for new builds, and if you want to actively maintain your connection for your POTS lines, especially to your life safety applications and other mission critical applications, then you need to replace your POTS lines today. Do not be reactive. I urge you, be proactive, especially where life safety lines are concerned. And the very best news is that RCN has been in this game. Not only are we wireless enablement experts, but we are POTS conversion experts as well with POTS Link, what you see before you today, trusted by some of the major enterprises and government agencies, higher ed institutions all across America. So we'll save a POTS Link deep dive for a future video this week, but there you have it, folks. I wanted to unpack FCC Order 19-72A1. What are the implications and why you need to get out of POTS line replacement? So if anyone asks, you watch this, now you know, what does POTS sunset mean? Well, I gave you the answers. Anyway, we'll follow up with a video later this week exploring POTS Link as a viable, true one-to-one managed POTS replacement solution. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, feel free to hit me up. I'd love to talk about replacing your POTS lines, or if your customers have POTS lines, let's talk too. All right.